Fucking. All right. Episode 1, Season 5.
209 if you got to do the math.
209. Let's do this shit. Potato Thumbs Podcast. Play that intro music.
Potato Thumbs Podcast. Potato Thumbs Podcast. It's Fluffy and the Admiral playing with their fingers and their nips.
Ugh.
I forgot it was a new season.
Yeah. The beginning of year 5 of this endeavor.
That's amazing.
Tonight we have Cliff and Chuck with us. What a great way to ring in the new season.
I will be partially distracted tonight as I am following the NBA Finals game while we are recording. Just know that my mood will probably fluctuate with the scoreline, so we can all enjoy that this evening.
You and Chuck, right? Chuck, you're watching it too?
I'm trying to watch it.
Feel free to let out any curses if something bad happens. And
If my
okay.
if my headset can reach into the living room, I may just go in there.
I came down to the basement and away from like the actual game itself, so I can't watch it while we're here. I have Skype up in the window and the ESPN feed of the gameplay going in the background, but
So
I figured
you're
okay.
So spoiler alert: Rob is not one of the 65,000 people outside of the arena in downtown Milwaukee.
That's true. Though I will be at that arena on the 31st.
Oh, are they having like a Juggalo convention?
Kind of close, actually. I'm going to my first ever live wrestling event that night.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I've never been before, but I convinced the girlfriend to start watching, and she's sort of gotten hooked. So she's like, I wonder when they're coming to Milwaukee. And she's like, hey, are you doing anything on the 31st? And I'm like, no, I don't have any plans. She's like, okay, cool. We're going to Milwaukee to watch the WWE when they come into town.
That's awesome, man.
So is she into wrestling as well, or is this just entirely a support move?
She laughed at me the first time I told her I was watching wrestling, but I was like, whatever, it's the Royal Rumble. You can hang out here and watch if you want, or you can go home. Doesn't really matter, but I'm watching it. So she hung out and watched, and now she's like, hey, when's the next wrestling pay-per-view? Or occasionally on Friday nights before Raid Night, she's like, hey, you want to watch SmackDown before Raid Night? And I'm like, why, yes, I would like that.
So
she's become a fan.
Hold on.
A-
Rob just admitted to SmackDown and Chill on Friday nights.
Yep, before Raid Night.
That's what I was about to allude to. So, like, is there something about WWE wrestling that like gets your testosterone pumping in the loins and such, like all rearing to go? And is there a post WWE benefit to her?
Well, we normally pay-per-views happen on like Sunday nights, so there's some reasonable amounts of day drinking into nighttime drinking into post-wrestling drinking that happen during the course of the evening. So I won't say it's a bad thing.
It's just something about it gets your blood flowing. You know what I mean? It's
Right? Yeah, that's exactly it.
raring to go.
It's cool that she's into something that you're into, though.
Yeah, works out pretty well. She also is trying to learn how to play Magic the Gathering. We had the homies over to play on Sunday for a little bit, and so that went all right. Still, like, she's 2 games into her entire time of playing Magic, so
That's good for
way
you.
too early to tell if she'll actually like it or not.
Now the real question is, have you introduced her to Gwent yet?
No. I mean, she knows that the game exists,
Okay.
but
You haven't played in front of her yet?
the computer's down in the basement. It's
Oh,
not like
okay.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
cool.
did get her to start reading the Witcher books this week as well,
Oh.
or last week. So
Wow.
she might be hooked into that universe sooner rather than later anyways.
Okay.
So
Dude, yeah, that's good for you, man. Like, I mean, shit, Erica only pretended to like hip hop music for like 3 years until her shit, and she was like,
That's funny. Is it really like Wild Forest red where you guys are living right now in the sky? Like from all the fires going on? Cuz like here like the past like week and a half it's been like a hazy smoke in the air.
no, not for us. I mean, I don't know. I think it's something to do with the winds or the storms or whatever, but no, not so much. I think on yesterday there was a decent haze, but it almost looked like overcast, but it was kind of crazy. Like it was like it looked overcast, but there was like these big old fat like puffy rain clouds over the mountains. It was kind of trippy. But yeah, no, not like crazy haze. No, not too bad. Maybe some elevation here or some shit. I don't know.
We haven't seen anything on the East Coast. Weather on my phone today, I took a screenshot because I'd never seen it before. The weather was literally called unhealthy. I open up, it's like just unhealthy. I was like, I don't know why. It was just like, don't go outside. It's like, okay.
I take that advice all the time.
Yeah.
It's something.
iPhone.
The air is unhealthy whenever Jeff Bezos is in the air.
Yeah, the like I guess like all of Canada is burning. So it's basically like a red haze here. And I was going to throw the garbage away before the show, and the moon was out. And dude, the moon was just red. Like it wasn't even like it was just rising in red. It was like a quarter of the way into the sky and just like blood red, like a Dracula movie. I was like, oh, that's kind of dope.
Isn't it Red Moon at night, Sailor's Delight? Is that how it goes?
Red sky at night, sailors delight. Red sky at morning, sailors take warning. Yep.
All right. So were you taking out the trash at night or in the morning?
At night. So
At night? There you go, man.
I know. We're good to go.
Thank God for those fires.
Although I do believe that saying has more to do with like
Storms
than
Then fires.
There's a giant haze that's just hanging and distorting the color.
I guess you're also in Minnesota. It's not really sailor. I think sailor sayings probably don't go so far.
No, not
Like
on
when you're on the coast. You know, they're more relevant when you're on the coast, I guess.
Yeah, there's not a lot of. There's a few, but there's not a lot of lakes that you can get on and you can't see the shore.
He says, as there's a whole song about a horrific boat crash in Minnesota.
I said a few.
The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah, that's a great song, man.
That was in Minnesota?
Yeah,
Lake
that
Superior. Well, he was trying to make it to Whitefish Bay, but
Minnesota hits Lake Superior. I guess so. Okay.
I think Lake Superior has more like shipwrecks than any other lake or something like that. It's crazy.
It's not a place you want to be in the winter.
Nope. They surf the waves.
When the gales of November come early, if you will.
Singing the song. I just totally drooled on myself.
It happens to the best of us.
Tonight we are drinking, this is a fruited smoothie sour. This one, Foresight, they charged me $5.49 for. It's an expensive
Single
one.
beer?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you're not allergic to it.
No, it's pretty good. I had to go to Wisconsin to pick up some Everclear, because we only have 151 here. We can't buy 190. So
well, naturally, as a full-grown adult, you need to get the Everclear.
It was for something else. I was buying it for something else. Not drinking.
Kids party, don't worry.
Yeah.
So
What were you
Sorry,
buying
it
it for?
was something.
I'm not gonna get into that on
talk about.
Yeah. That's for like non-podcast times that we can talk about. So anyways,
He's making wax.
so this
chugging.
this butt chugging this liquor store is really cool. It's like a historic liquor store. It's been around forever, but they have a really, really, really good beer selection. Like they really go out of their way to get craft beers.
They that a
So-
Wisconsin thing to have historic liquor stores?
I do, right? It is the most Wisconsin thing.
Yeah, this is a state historic landmark. It's a liquor store.
This one is on the river back in the day with the old Wisconsinites. The old Wisconsinites that they get their liquor here and then they go down to the river and shoot off fireworks.
Does sound like Wisconsin. Ugh. But yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your story about your trip to Wisconsin to buy booze. I just love that you have to go across the river to get the booze you're
I
looking
know.
for.
Dude, isn't it funny? At least we don't have to do it on Sundays anymore. It used to be if you wanted beer on Sunday, you had to drive to Wisconsin. So, boys, welcome to the show. We played Destiny on Friday, and we had to get pretty creative with our audio chat.
And our team makeup, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right.
So yeah, it looked like we weren't going to raid because there were only 4 of us. And then Bryce got on and none of us could hear him because his kids fucked up his headset. And he was seconds away from just rage quitting and going to bed. And we're finally like, all right, time to bust out your phones. We're going to use Discord to have a chat. So
Yep.
Then Chuck found 2 homies to raid with us. But they aren't in our Discord. So we had an Xbox Live party with all of us having the Discord open as well so that we could hear Bryce and be able to communicate between the guys who weren't in the Discord party and the guys who weren't in the Xbox Live party. And I would say by the end of raid night, my ear was hurting from having the earbuds in and the headphones over the top of them. But we actually cleared that raid really quickly.
It wasn't an ideal setup, but we got it done, man.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Bryce couldn't hear Chuck's 2 buddies, and Chuck's 2 buddies couldn't hear Bryce. I had no game audio because I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to plug in headphones and earbuds. So I only had Discord and Xbox chat going and music.
Yeah. It took us
It was
an hour
interesting.
and 20 minutes to get it. It takes us longer than an hour and 20 minutes sometimes on Friday nights with ideal circumstances with the whole team there.
Was it Vault? Was that what you guys did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
2
funny.
Vexes dropped
That's
as well.
pretty good.
Yeah, that was cool. It was really funny
was
though,
cool.
Cliff. We got to the oracles part, and you know how they ding, and you have to count what number things are.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. We got to that part, and I'm like, guys, I don't have game audio. I literally can't count what anything is. So should I just kill ads? So I think Chuck carried me for that part.
that
That
Oracle
part's not
part's?
that bad.
I don't know. That part I only did it once, I guess, but it was I really had to think about it
It's not that bad. Once you've done it,
a couple
once you get the
times.
rhythm, once you get the rhythm down, you just whip out Xenophage. It's easy.
Yeah, having a teammate with Xenophage on each side means that you can always catch up on the oracles if you get a little bit behind.
That's good.
Yeah, and if you have a well, then you can just stay alive, and your homie can keep you clean while you shoot the things.
Yep.
But yeah, that was fun. It was an interesting night. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it happened. That was cool.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that your buddy Kev's buddy had never gotten a clear before. He said he had spent a whole bunch of hours at Atheon before and never got a clear. And I think we cleared it on our second try.
Dude,
Maybe
it was
third
so.
try. We had a little bit of trouble because they called out the oracles in the Atheon fight different than us. So there was some confusion, trying to get that crosstalk going and stuff like that. So
I had.
Yeah,
Oracle C. You're like, C?
Dude, no. One team was calling it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the other one was left, right, front, back, middle,
Oh, I got you.
and no one wanted to call the same thing. And I'm like, let's just all choose one way, and that's what we're gonna do. So we beat it by calling out different orders, different labels.
my argument was the people calling it out should call it out the way that they're
They know,
used to
yeah.
doing it and let the other people translate it and shoot the right stuff
Figure
that
it
way.
out.
It worked out.
It is hard once you get a way to do something to try it a different way
Yeah.
with a different set
yeah,
of
it's
call-outs
funny.
or something.
Yeah, because there's not like a default way to do it. I know like generally like there's like a generally accepted way that people do it or whatever, like amongst like streamers or YouTubers or whatever, you know, they get their thing, like they call it, but they set the stage like early on, is on how to do it. But I mean, I don't know if that's what we do or if we just kind of went off of somebody else's, whatever worked. I don't know if like our strategy, like the official like call out strat, or if it's just different. I don't know.
I like
those streamers I've watched lately too. They don't even go to like the platform that we go to shoot. They stand right in the middle between the portals and go so they can get out faster. We haven't tried that yet, but I think that's our next thing to do to make things a little bit easier.
It reminds me of the old D2 raid with the gauntlet, where you'd have to have the guy running and you shoot the triangles and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And every time I did it, every
Leviathan.
team had like a different way of doing it. And you'd spend like 30 minutes like debating like which way to do it each time. Like if you're like different
Shoot
people.
left or run with the runner.
You're like, oh, do you run with them or don't run with them, or do you shoot the top and the bottom, or call out the one not to shoot? And like I'm like, oh my god.
that is
And
right.
then,
There
you
was
get in
like
there, and then no matter which way people wanted to do it, like people went back to doing it the way they always did it, and then
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's right, we're not doing that. Anyway.
no, it's funny. It is funny though, because you forget how hard some people have it for beating these raids. Because this dude was all stoked that he was going to beat the raid, and here we are. We're like, yeah, we think we can do it. I mean, granted, like half of the Xbox party can't hear each other, and some of us don't have game audio, and we're all intoxicated, and it's like 11 o'clock at night. But
And like they were good players too. Like
Yeah.
it was shocking to me that they didn't have a clear yet, because like sometimes when you're playing with people who have never had a clear before, you immediately understand. It's like, oh, this is why this guy doesn't have a clear yet.
Mhm.
He is literally dead weight or
Yeah.
worse on this team. He's like every time is shooting the wrong oracles when he gets cold in and gets us killed because he wipes us that way.
Dude, I'm
How
right.
do you do this?
I'm right here, Rob.
Nah, it wasn't you. You got in a clear with us.
Yeah, I did clear that one. That vault row is pretty fun. I do like that new one.
Yeah, you know,
But
it's like it was like this whole season was for me it was just a run up to do like the power grinding to be able to do vault.
Mm-hmm.
And I did vault several times. And I was like, okay, well now I just want to get all the gear. I want to get Fatebringer. I want to get Vex and all this and that. It took me a while to get Fatebringer, and I just barely got Vex on Friday. So now it's like, okay, now what? I guess the hard mode for the time loss weapons, like what do the actual time loss weapons do? Like what's the point?
They're adept versions, so I don't know.
So is there like an extra perk slot?
Extra
or something?
perk
Yeah, I
slot,
think so.
yeah. That's
They have
pretty
the,
cool.
Or extra
perk
oracle
choice.
damage or Praetorian or shit?
They're like last perk is a choice, I think. I think that's what they do, right? So you get like two choices. It's like having two. It's easier to get the what you call it, like the god roll, because you have like two slots to fill with a good perk.
Okay.
Right.
So you get to kind of pick whatever works.
Something like that, yeah.
Don't they get
I
an
wanted
extra
to, like-
mod slot or something too? I thought
I
that.
don't.
I
Maybe
thought
I don't
that
know.
they got
Maybe with the
something
armor,
else.
I'm not sure.
Oh, the armor.
Also,
yeah.
it's the start of the fourth quarter, and the game is tied at 77 apiece. So,
Ooh, wow.
just as a update
Yeah,
for
spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
spoiler alert for all of you who are going to be listening to this in a day or two, and the game is long since over.
Are the oh wow, sorry. Are they just pretty evenly stacked, or is it in Milwaukee's favor?
Milwaukee is up 3-2. So if they win tonight, they win the championship. If they lose tonight, they have to go back to Phoenix and play a game 7 where winner takes all.
Is one team better than the other, or are they pretty even?
Phoenix had the best record in basketball this year, or second best record.
Okay.
And Milwaukee was 5th or 6th best.
The first 2 games were all Phoenix. It looked like they were going to run away with it, and then they went to Milwaukee, and then it was like the home team won every game until the previous game. Milwaukee won game 5, and now they went back home. So they could potentially go down 2-0 and then get the sweep tonight.
Okay.
I do love that your computer is telling you that your weather is 75 and smoke.
Yeah. 73 degrees and smoke. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract, but I just looked over to my laptop, and like Microsoft has that new thing where it tells you the weather in the corner. And instead of saying like 73 at nighttime or evening or cloudy or whatever, nope, just smoke. Oh, hey, it's unhealthy.
Yeah, that was my weather today.
That's funny.
So stay inside and go Bucks.
That's the thought.
How
Any other Destiny this week? Oh, I finished like 3 of the 5 masterwork things for the Solstice stuff on all
Nice.
of my characters.
Hey, will you do mine?
No, I'm good. I just need to run a Grandmaster Nightfall in a dungeon, and I'll be done. I actually don't think I've finished the Solstice stuff the previous year, so the fact that it was easier this year and I didn't have to grind nearly as hard was kind of nice too. I really like the way they did it this year. I know most people are like burned out on grinding, and if you want to hear opinions about that, we're going to be on the Guardian Hub episode tomorrow, and we'll probably talk a ton about Solstice stuff. But no, I didn't think it was bad at all.
Is that an actual Destiny podcast?
Yeah, that's an actual Destiny podcast.
Yep. Yeah, and they have quality content too. That's something that differs between their show and our show.
Informative. You know?
I thought that was pretty funny. It was like we were talking about like the 5-year anniversary or whatever. You're like, yeah. We're like, well, let's have a good show. We're like, well, we got 207 in the bag. Why start now? That was pretty funny.
We definitely know our lane, and we stick to it.
Yeah, dude, editing that episode was it was some work. Yeah, we might have to find some new technology to record our software or our shows for us. Software is no bueno when the episodes get to like 3 hours.
Were you using Audacity still?
No. We use Amolto, AMOLTO, and it records off Skype, and it records your track and our track separately. So,
okay. Did his files get real big? I guess is that the issue?
I don't know. It for whatever reason around 2 hours. Like once you get to that 2.5 hour range, sometimes it just gets out of sync. Like the last hour 45 to 2 hours, and every once in a while my voice will be a second slower than it was.
That sucks.
Yeah, and like in this one, I bet there was a 5-second delay by the end of the show, so I had to go through. Yeah, I actually walked away from it on Friday. I did editing for like 4 hours, and then I just got up and walked away. I was like, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like, I gotta just come back to it at some point.
Time, man.
Yeah,
trying to reline all 'all the tracks.
Yep.
Kind of.
That's fucking unreasonable, dude. I wouldn't. I don't think I've ever had a 4-hour editing session. I've had like 4-hour recording sessions. Like,
yeah.
I remember one time I was working with my homie, and it took him like 4 hours to like record the song, because he basically like we booked the time or whatever, and he wrote the song like in the car. I guess he had like a rough idea, but he actually didn't like put the pen to paper until like he was in the car on his way over.
that's always good.
And then we got way too fucking high, and then he just kept like, I don't know, like super perfectionist, trying to like redo takes and redo this. Oh, let me change this up, let me change that up, and I don't like the way this stuff. And it was like the most pain in the ass song. It took like 4.5 hours to record, and I think we ended up scrapping the thing because he didn't like the way it came out. And then we actually came back like a couple weeks later and did it for real. It was just like such a waste of an afternoon, and that was at the time, it was like he was a broke rapper. And it was kind of like one of those things like, yeah, man, I'll get you on the back end kind of thing. Or whatever. He was a friend of mine. I was like, all right, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
I was like still like relatively new, like out of school, just trying to get my feet wet, just trying to run sessions. And like he paid me in a Golden Corral buffet.
That is amazing.
And it was just like the cap of the other. I was like, oh man, okay. I mean, paying dues, right? This is what I'm doing. I'm paying dues. It's like, okay, like you start out, you don't make any money, whatever. So I don't know. It was just funny. 4-hour session to not have a finished product at the end of it.
Dude, I haven't been to a buffet in like 3 or 4 years, I think. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm too old to go to buffets.
Yeah, dude. That was the last time I was at a buffet, and that was like, fuck, that was probably 2009, maybe.
Well, I'm
2010.
counting like Asian buffets, like those American style like buffets. I haven't been to since I was a kid, but I've been to a couple Chinese buffets as an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a tradition for us after at the end of every wrestling season. And people like cutting weight, we'd all go to like Ponderosa and hit up
Ponderosa.
Ponderosa.
Hit up the buffet, and without fail, all 4 years, at least one person at the table who had been like cutting weight hard all year ended up throwing up
Oh.
at the end of the meal. Just like
Yeah, I could see.
Our chain of restaurants was called Bonanza. Do you guys have those?
No.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar, but I don't know.
We got a few.
We
We
had
have
Ponderosa.
Yeah, we had Ponderosa.
We had
Golden
Sizzler. I don't know if
Corral.
that's around anymore.
What about Furs? You guys have Furs?
Nah.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, we have Furs, Golden Corral. We used to have this one called Hometown Buffet as well. That one is actually like, decent. It was like my grandma's favorite restaurant. We'd go there afterwards, like for school functions or whatever. Grandma would want to go to Hometown Buffet.
Yeah.
Dude, grandmas love buffets, man. When I
Yeah,
was little,
dude.
like, there's like big, they're not chains, but there's these big buffets in like Lancaster nearby. Like there's Shady Maple and Good and Plenty were the two. And it was like not just buffets, but it was like buffet. Like the corn was like mushy, so you didn't need teeth to eat it and stuff.
Oh.
It was like, I mean, it was like good, but they were like, and it was like a whole like event. Like they had like a gift shop and like, it was like a whole day at the buffet. You'd go and like, it was like an amusement park for old people. It was just tons of food.
That's funny.
And it was good, but I think nowadays it wouldn't go over well if I went there. Dude, they used to, that's what they had like the all you can eat soft serve ice cream. I used to love that when I was a kid.
So did COVID just totally kill the buffet industry like entirely? Did any of them survive?
I don't know, man. I mean, does seem like a place that would get hit pretty hard.
It's like I haven't been in a restaurant in a year.
Unless they like,
Right?
yeah, I know, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Are you guys still on going to restaurants?
No, I have, but
I
not
still
as
sit
much.
outside. I haven't sat inside at a restaurant since like
Yeah.
I think the last restaurant I ate at inside was Fluffy's. Well, no, that's not true. We went to
Oh, the pizza place. Yeah, the pizza place. Yeah, we try, like, if we go anywhere, we try and sit out on a patio.
Yeah. I just have with the kid, he's 10, so he can't get a vaccine. So we're like, all right.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
that's why we sit outside. And we haven't, I think we've only taken the girls out like 2 times, maybe 3. Yeah. It is what it is. Dude, it's fucking chaos where I live right now because the PGA Tour is going on in like the city that I'm in, and so like you drive past the golf course anytime you have to go anywhere by my house, and it's just like cops everywhere, and they have like all these like makeshift stoplights, like places that normally wouldn't have stoplights now all have like just temporary stoplights with like sheriff cars sitting there, and
oh man.
yeah, it's
a lot of fun. That happens every summer at the golf course by my house too. It's
does
just
it?
like
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a PGA event. It's the senior tour is there every year.
We had that.
But
We had that.
same sort of gist, right? Is
Yep.
like day of, and like there's no parking anywhere around there, so they have like all these spots where people have to they makeshift like offsite parking lots that people park at and get bussed in and stuff like that.
So I'm not really big into golf. But I looked up tonight, like how long is it? Like, is it going on right now? Because it seems like there's been a lot of people around lately. Dude, it's 18 days.
Like a week. That's how long the event is?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. At the same course?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they were that long.
I
I knew it was like a week.
18 days,
The
dude.
Open Championship was just this past weekend, right, on Sunday. That was like the final. So is it still
Yeah,
going,
that's-
or is it?
No, that was the Open, as in the British Open. So there's that just ended. The 3M Open is in
That's right.
Minnesota in 2 days.
No, well, yeah, that's what's going on right now, though.
22nd to the 25th is the actual tournament itself.
Oh, okay. Okay. It said the like 18 or the 10th through the 18th or something like that when I looked it up. Weird.
That's funny. Cut to Milks. He's just screaming at his
I know,
fucking
I know.
headset. He's like, God fucking damn it, no!
Dude,
Milks and Laz both having a meltdown about us talking about how garbage golf is.
every year he texts me. He's like,
Golf
I'm
is
in your
not
neighborhood.
garbage. Golf is not garbage. Golf is actually fun.
Golf's not garbage. It's fun to
You know
do.
what?
Yeah.
You know what? Like,
Hitting golf balls is great.
Yeah.
It's like so therapeutic.
That
Yeah.
is the correct statement. I
Yeah.
I don't care about my score, but goddamn, hitting golf balls around on a golf
No,
course is fun.
you know what it is about golf? I guess it's maybe it's for me especially because I live in the desert and there's not a lot of green, lush areas, and the golf courses are always green and lush and super peaceful. It's just something about the golf course has a certain like serene element to it. It's like super quiet. It's nice. It's well kept. It's usually nice and cool because like there's trees and shade and shit. Where like shade is at a premium out here. You know what I mean? But it's like you get the same kind of like calming vibe that you get like when you're out in the mountains, like camping. You know what I mean? It's like very
Mhm.
quiet and serene and cool. Like that's what golf is all about. It's all about a vibe.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah,
My only
hey,
issue with
I
golf
enjoy
is
Oh, go ahead.
point in my life when I had time to golf, I had no money.
Yeah.
Like now I'm like I could afford to, but I don't have any time to go golfing. So
Yeah, man.
I'm just such
That's
a bad
just like-
player. I feel bad. Like
oh,
you sit there, the people like start backing up behind you because you're so garbage, and you're just like, "Fuck it, I'm done."
yeah,
Have you
just
ever
go play
shot?
through.
Have you ever shot in double digits before?
No, but I've only ever played like 3 rounds where I kept score the entire time. So
Yeah.
I used to
the
play a
secret-
lot, like up until later high school, and then I stopped.
The secret's not keeping score.
Yeah, totally.
My dad used to take me golfing when I was little a lot. It was kind of fun. And like the front nine would be great, and then we go have lunch, and he'd like drink a bunch of beers, and the back nine would be like a mess. It's always like, yeah. He'd be like, "You drive the cart now." I'm like, "All right." It's like 13.
Yeah. Golf courses are smart too. They have like beer caddies that drive around with, golf
the beer
carts.
girl?
Yeah, just
Oh,
golf,
yeah.
golf carts full of beer. Like,
Yeah, it was just an excuse. It was like fishing. Like,
yeah,
we go fishing.
totally.
It was like I don't even know if we put a fishing line in the water. We just like sit in a boat and drink beer.
Catch a fish or catch a buzz.
Mhm.
Ideally both.
Yep.
Well, I can't wait to go fishing. It's coming up.
Yeah.
The annual
Yeah, man.
Mississippi River trip.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was supposed to go a couple weeks ago. It didn't end up happening. And I was supposed to go next week, and that's probably not going to happen either. So yeah, we went like to a lake, maybe about 3 hours away, a couple months ago. But it's just different when you're fishing with kids, man. There's like 4 kids, so it's like
You
spend,
barely
like,
get
all-
the.
yeah. I spend like 80% of my time like either untangling a line or getting one like unstuck or fucking stringing a fucking rod or whatever. And it's like there's so much. But yeah,
I don't even have my fishing license yet this year. I need to buy it, but it's been a weird summer.
It's hard to believe the summer's like halfway over.
Yeah, isn't that
almost.
nuts?
Like it's time is bizarre.
July went really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to
Yeah.
terrify me a little bit. My first big project at work is coming to a conclusion in like the middle of August.
Like by
and-
big project, you mean someone passed like a really big bowel movement?
Yes. Yeah.
They
That's
had to come in the
It's
extra
just a
large
lot-
box.
It's a lot to sort through. You know what I mean?
I forgot about what you do. Yeah.
But
It's one of the box like with the tiers for like partitions. You know what I mean?
Extra padded.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
like-
like shit. You gotta shit through a screen to like spread it out. You know what I mean?
It comes like in a crate. Like they built a crate around the box so the poop doesn't get destroyed in shipping.
Yeah,
Oh man.
real big project.
Oh.
I got
But
a
yeah, I'm not ready for
Oh my
that.
God.
Thought I had all time in the world to learn this thing, and now it's like a month out, and the person who is like knows all the stuff is on the vacation the week of the release. So I'm gonna be the one who has to deal with all of the other stuff, and I'm just like already like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna work 10 hours today just to get a little bit more studying in. Voluntarily working 50-hour weeks to try to learn this stuff faster.
hey, if it challenges you and you're enjoying it, more power to you.
Oh, I am, but I definitely also end up with like you get done and your brain's just a mush, and you just need to like sit down and stare off into space for half an hour before you can do anything. So those are always fun nights.
I had a really big dinner, so I have a big big project coming after the show.
Yeah, the big
probably.
project coming up
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yeah, if you're like
funny
so,
guy.
so like the whole thing is like you want to make sure you get to work before you start pooping. So it's like you poop on your boss's dime.
hmm
Yeah. So I guess at your job, it's like not even like a big deal. Like, you've been in the bathroom for like an hour. It's like no big deal.
Yeah, laugh it up. You all motherfuckers are getting old enough that you're gonna be needing this in the near future.
Needing what?
Hey,
Big
man, we got the
projects?
inside track, dude. We just send it straight to you, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm not a lab. I can't figure this out. I can tell you if it looks good or not, but you could probably just take a picture of it and send it to me if you needed to do that. Don't take a picture of it and send it to
I
me.
think you should.
damn.
I really do.
Actually, so I recently learned about the Bristol stool scale. Do you guys know what that is? Speaking of pictures,
No.
No.
oh, it's a scale for judging your poo.
It's
how
so.
healthy you are.
How do you poop onto something and then place it on the scale, or do you just like hover the scale and poop on the scale?
Oh no, it's like it's not that kind. It's like a 1 through 7 rating.
Oh.
Of the quality of your poo.
Okay.
Here I can.
I feel like Justin should send you that background music that they used to play whenever we would do the learning steppers too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just like chop that in like right there whenever Cliff starts giving you
So
details.
so yeah, so it's 7 levels. It's like 1 and 2 is you're constipated, and level 6 and 7 you have is really bad diarrhea. And you ideally want to be like a 3 or 4.
Like a smooth sausage or ice cream from a machine.
Yeah. That's like where you want to be at.
Like a sausage, but
Good.
Yeah.
smooth and easy
That-
to pass.
That sauce served sausage.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is
So-
just like
smaller pellets like a goat droppings. Difficult
So-
to pass.
You know, I learned about
So
this
what are-
recently,
so what are
and
the
I was
good
like,
ones?
"Oh, I
Wait,
should
hold
share
on.
this with the guys." And I'm like, how would
Wait,
that be
hold on.
relevant?
Hold on a second. Rob, I think you should know about this. So it's on a scale from type 1 all the way to type 7. So like you think that 1 would be the good one and 7 would be the bad one,
But
but
there-
you said 3 or 4 is the good one.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
one is separate hard lumps like nuggets, and that's one. So that's like you're constipated, right? You have a hard time pooping. And 7 is watery, entirely liquid.
No solids.
Watery.
Only liquid.
watery.
Watery.
So you want to be like in the middle. That's the idea.
Yeah.
A good balance.
How come the Irish car bomb version is not on this scale? That's just off the charts.
Is that where you have like a little bit of liquid and then some hard chunks too? Like you dropping them, or what's going on here?
It's the Irish car. You never spent the night of drinking Irish car bombs, and then
So
the
we
next
just, like,
day
It's like painting the bowl.
it's like black.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh.
Well, like if you use like blue Caraco or any of those like dyed alcohols, like it'll be green. Like if you drink like blue drinks, you have green poop the next day.
Yeah, or if you give your kid blue raspberry water ice.
Yep.
Watch, that's a good lesson. Like
See,
your
now
little
you
kid,
said
give blue raspberry
water.
water ice.
You said water normal there for a second, not the second one, but the first
No,
one.
Man, I'm just. My kid makes fun of me for how I say stuff too, which is kind of funny. Anyway, but I'm like, you're from the same place, dude. Like, relax.
It's only a matter of time. It just hasn't taken hold of him yet. You know what I mean? He'll be there.
But yeah, no, because I remember when he was little, he had like he pooped and it was like all like bright green, and I was like, oh my god, I'm like, what's going on? And then I realized like he had like a giant, I think a blue popsicle or something like that. I was like, okay. It's really disconcerting, when they're like little.
Yeah,
because you're always looking for like anything to go wrong.
Yeah.
I got a
green-
question.
You'd think bright green poop would be like a sign of something bad, but
I got a question. So who's our resident doctor in the community here?
Me, obviously.
Well, obviously
There's
you're
an
black.
Al went
MD.
to med school, but
There's-
didn't actually become a doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe
Is it
one of
Mitchie
our.
Stabs a doctor?
Hmm.
I think he was a
Physical-
rehab therapist.
Yeah, like a therapist of some kind. And because he
Okay.
gets kicked off of social media for threatening to stab people.
Mhm. Yep. So you know how asparagus makes you pee smell?
Yep.
Yes.
Well, does asparagus also make your semen smell or taste different? Do you think?
Ooh. I don't know.
I don't know if
Was
you need a
that all-
doctor for that.
No, but I guess yeah, because science.
So is that another like we send it in a box to Rob type of thing?
I think that's a little bit out of his wheelhouse.
Well, pineapple is supposed to make it taste better, right? But pineapple doesn't make your pee smell.
But pineapple is supposed to be like it has to be a regular consumption. You can't just eat pineapple in the morning and expect it to taste better later on. It's supposed to be like a regular thing, I think.
I need to up my pineapple intake. Totally unrelated.
Well, I bet you Rob could tell us if the asparagus makes our poo smell different. So how about we do that instead?
Ooh.
We eat asparagus and then
And
send
poop.
the sample to Rob. Yeah.
Should
'cause,
we-
I mean, it'd be a little strange to send him semen sample.
Should we like group the package together so we use less boxes, less wasteful that way? You guys could send me
Yeah.
your poop and I'll pack it all
I'll
together.
send it to you, and you can just add more to it.
Yeah.
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 I believe that's what they
That's
call a pooled sample in the industry.
Yeah, you would know. So you could just put like a layer of saran wrap over each one. You know what I mean? So we don't like cross contaminate.
I like it.
Because
What if we just
Yeah.
have like disposable gloves? Like we just poop in the disposable gloves and tie them off. So Rob opens the box and there's 3 disposable gloves with poop in them. Kind of ballooned out a little bit.
Or we can keep the same glove and just do it in different fingers.
Oh, that's a really good
So-
idea.
I got dibs on thumb, and then you guys can sort out the rest.
Yeah.